Time for some sports.
Yeah, I guess so.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Victor Allen's New Sports, a recurring segment of the Morning Cover with Mario show. Victor Allen's unique fan-based view of sports, brought to you by the man that the ladies have nicknamed Sexual Chocolate. Rub his head and make a wish. You can have what you want. Eat everything and not gain a pound. All because you enjoy that new sports. Be proud of it. Yeah! Dress appropriately, damn it.
That's a good one, man.
I know you're happy to be here.
Hey, man, you got to sit back. You know, some people back here going like, when is Mario going to do his big old live, his live.me and his Periscope? They all going like, yo, man, what's up, man? You taking time off?
Yeah, I respond to requests. And usually, and I will. This is one of those times I will defer to our guru of social media, Mr. Victor Allen.
He's coming back.
I essentially, this is one of those areas where I essentially coattail Vic. Like, I find the technology, and he runs and develops new shit with it. Then I come behind him and do some stuff. So, thank you, Vic.
Yeah, hey, look.
I'll be there, following the guru of the sports.
Here we go. We're going. Okay. Hey, you guys, I just got to acknowledge, because it's, my whole thing is that I don't get to talk to them. And the social media, they go like, why are you just turning your shoulder to us? Because I got it like that. All right. Hey, man, check it out. Have you been following the Olympics, man?
No.
Honestly.
No, and I've been trying to. That's the bad thing about it.
But what's your motivation to watch it?
I like the women skiers, and I like the snowboarders.
The snowboarding got me hands down, man.
The snowboarding I love.
Hands
but you know what's part of the problem, and maybe it's me, it's not being made clear enough to me when things are being broadcast.
Well, it's delayed anyway.
That's always, right. That always is an issue at the Olympics anyway. When is stuff being shown?
Right.
Every time I'm turning on is curling. Now, I've got a new appreciation for curling.
No,
I didn't know curling was all that intricate with I now know curling way better. And I'm all into the curling.
Let me say this. Somebody's going to involve that sport to make it faster. And only because I understand the preciseness in it. It is one of the slower sports where you sit there, and they do a great job of sitting up there, man, when they're clearing the ice, with the broom, the whole thing, whatever you want to call it. It may not be a broom, brush. That they're so good at avoiding accidentally hitting the curling. And the others, they're so good at that. So it's a precise thing. But they need to do what they call speed curling. Meaning that you have a certain amount of time between the time you get ready to do it.
They just reinvented the sport now. Now he wants speed.
I want speed
curling, man. And they're going to get some sloths to play it.
That's cool. All right. That was my teaser, man. I'll come back to the Olympics because I just think the hard part about it is if you can't mobilize around something or an individual, and it seems like to me the natural evolution that I'm seeing from the young women and men is in snowboarding, slope style, that whole thing. Man, I can't wait to watch it all day long. Now, I've always watched it, but it's hard because they haven't done the development of personalities, because you really don't get these kings and queens, that's what I call them, until you get to the Olympics, although they're doing this and championships are all around the world anyway. So here's my question to you before I go on to the next. You have a 15-year-old. She says,
what do you mean?
You got a 15.
Billie Jean?
I
didn't know her.
She wants to know.
Baby.
No. She wants to do. She wants to do snowboarding on the slopes.
I know what you meant. I was like, I went to court. They found me.
See this? You taking it? Take it. You ain't doing it.
All right. So what
would you? Here's the choice. You got a 15. You have a son and a daughter. Son says football pro. Daughter says slope style. I'm ramping up, jumping up. Guess what? Both are equally as dangerous. They got a story on that now today. It was, I believe, on USA Today. Which one do you feel like, oh, hell no, you're not doing this? Or do you go ahead, go at it?
I don't say that about either one of them anymore. Go ahead, go at it.
Right. What you gonna
I
do,
wouldn't
man?
hold my child back in areas which they were attempting to do things
Right.
like that. Depends on their age, but certainly as they're old enough to make those decisions for self,
Right.
you kind of have to defer to them.
Yeah, you do. But you're wishing
But
and hoping.
The slopes depends. I think I could tolerate the slopes more.
Right. Yeah.
In football.
Yeah, absolutely. You go, hey, a few
Yeah.
broken bones, a
Yeah, that doesn't
spleen.
happen as much.
Right.
It doesn't happen as
It doesn't.
much.
It doesn't.
In the slope football, you have injury daily.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Some kind of injury. It may not be major, but something. Because
Yeah.
you're hitting people
All the time.
Cause injury.
Multiples, yeah. That's why I said it's just an interesting
Yeah,
analogy.
well.
Okay. All right. I'm going to come back to it in a little bit, man. I got to go over to Cleveland because I don't know if anybody watched the game. I know I did. And I said, do you see
The new Cleveland.
Wait. The newbies came and dumped almost 50 points from the newbies who are new on the team. 50. That's 50 points of production from Cleveland. And they go into Boston. Hand Paul Pierce, what they call it. The only thing you're going to celebrate is your jersey going up. In the meantime, this is our world. And they routed them badly. You saw what youth serves. And when I say that, man, I'm just saying this. When you're older and you set in your ways and you're looking at that contract, then you understand why the players are going, oh, well, you guys got your championship. I need to get my contract incentives. So that's not a big deal. What I'm going at is now one game only. Does that launch Cleveland up to say,
No,
we're the leaders in this division? Or is it Toronto who's really playing better? Boston is struggling on offense. So if you had to say who's the team to beat in the Eastern Conference with the new team players, who are you picking? Money bet.
mine hasn't significantly changed, even though it's closer than before.
Right.
That's all it is for me. So it's closer. It's a little more competitive.
Right.
But to me, the rankings are essentially the same for me.
Cleveland was always on top?
No, well,
Yeah.
they were top at the beginning of
But
the
they
season.
dropped. They dropped.
Ever since the drop has occurred, to me, they're still
Right.
there.
Right.
To me, they still have to prove. I'm still okay. So they beat Boston.
That's the only time they played together the first time.
I need to see that again. To me, you can often throw out the very lopsided wins or losses with people like this,
Right?
Because it's not going to occur again. But I think Toronto's still the number one, and I think I guess this puts Cleveland ahead of Boston, but let's put it like this: that's to be determined.
True. I agree. It is what it is. Now let me do
what it is.
It is what it is. Now let me go over here and we're gonna play We Don't Know, and just stay right there with the names right underneath that graphic. We're going to look at where we think is this whole crew responsible for the dissension, the disruption of chemistry, whatever you want to call it. When we look at the Cavaliers' former players, and I'm gonna give you a little information on them. Dwayne Wade, back at Miami. He's like back home. So he's going to possibly.
It said he's going to stay there till he retires.
That's right.
Which was a statement. Why do you come
Right.
out and say that?
Right. He's going to stay there, and he may be what they call that number one bench player because that's just the way they roll, but I'm pretty sure he's going to migrate into something even stronger. Derrick Rose went to Utah, and he got waived.
And I wish someone could explain to me why you trade for a player that you waived. That seems like you're documenting your ignorance.
It's off the books.
So you shouldn't have traded for him.
But it's a book. It's on paper, the money that's involved in him.
Yeah.
And then Utah gets to go and waive him and get him off the books because in an agreement in principle, you're going to lose some players. And you make a good point because out of all these players,
Yeah,
let
you
me
got to
go through
explain
it.
to me why did that help? And if it is, it's a bad rule that helps. But I'd have to explain because this obviously is a wheeling dealing thing.
Yeah.
But to me, it documents incompetence when you
Right.
trade for a player, then waive that player.
Well,
that means you're in kind of incompetent.
Well, it's a part here where you go, here's a player that you're paying all this money, and now you have to package him with other players because he's not going to get offloaded. We talked about that with
Right.
Luau Dang. But let me go on down here. Isaiah Thomas steps up, plays with the Lakers, scores about 22 points. He says, hey, this is the game I'm in. But you see the extreme defensive liability. Now, let me go to the next. Channing Frye, no playing time, 0. 36, maybe 37 years old. That's one of those package deals that they unload, and more than likely he's going to get very little playing time. Iman Shumpert, injured. He's the Sacramento. He's not playing yet because it's going to take a few more days. Jay Crowder is playing Utah. He just went from over at Cleveland, and he's banging it out over here. These players are what they call the ones that says, hey, look, we weren't always on board. Isaiah seems to be the issue that everybody's surrounding. I'm not even getting into that. Out of all these players that I just listed, who do you think is going to be banging? Meaning that you traded me, watch me deliver more. And that's what I was looking at, not the blame game. Who do you think is going to be sitting up here going, oh, y'all traded me, but look what I got? Anybody on that list?
Yeah, I think actually you're going to see Shumpert do good at Sacramento and Jay Crowder. I think those two.
Right.
Right off the bat. I wasn't sure about Isaiah because of the injury, but it's obvious, at least offensively.
Right.
He's assuming that nothing gets worse, that he continues with his efforts, that could be another one that's good. The ones that are, questionable, obviously Derrick Rose, Dwayne Wade, to me, winding out his career.
Right.
So I would look toward these other ones. But Shumpert might do really good in Sacramento. He has to do more. They count on him more.
Right.
And again, you already pointed out the issue with Crowder. He's doing good in Utah.
He's. I believe Crowder will do good
he's
because
a blue-collar guy.
Because he's going to hustle because he's in there. He's going to do it.
He's going to bring his every night. He's a worker. And I like those kind of players.
Right.
They're there every night. They're worker bees.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Day in, day out.
Yeah. Okay. Quick switch. Want to go over and cover this because we didn't get to talk football, and I have to cover this because I want to see this. Now, for the website, you may not see everything, but if you go at packstereo.tv, you'll see the names here as it relates to the 2019 Super Bowl prediction. And it's not shocking to me, man, but New England's favorite, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia. That's the same order they had this year.
It's shocking that Pittsburgh is over Philadelphia, unless you just listed them that way.
Well,
and they both said 7-1.
Right, 7-1. Minnesota's in the right place.
That's still interesting that they're the same, though. Even still, that was still really interesting that Philly should, to me, don't they deserve to be ranked above Pittsburgh?
Look, Carson Wentz is coming back. Okay, he was going to be MVP hands down because of his efficiency and how well he was throwing. He's now coming back. This team is young. I think what they're probably saying is they won't be able to repeat because they've already got a taste of the ring. So you know what that is, that follow-up year, you get lazy, you're not motivated. So I can understand that, whereas New England's the machine. But here's my question to you, man. If Gronk retires, is that the same team? He's unlike any other tight end in the league.
Well, they're the same team as when Gronk wasn't there.
Right.
Right. They're that team.
But I'm just saying.
Yeah, which is a different.
An older Tom Brady.
They're not functioning without him. They're not functioning. Brady, for me, is not a worrisome thing at all.
Right.
He's still, to me, till I see a sign of a decline.
Right.
Which I have seen really almost none.
Right.
So I'm more confident, even though I'm not a Patriots fan.
Yeah.
I'm totally not, but I'm sort of confident that he'll be there.
Right.
The question is, will he just play one more year? He may be one of them ones who does 2 or 3 more years.
Yeah, I agree.
He just may be. He may be that next one says Blanda or somebody,
right.
who does that. Because right now, Vic, he's in very good shape. He takes good care of himself.
Right. They're going to lose him.
They're going to protect him.
Right. And look, I'm with New England with the consistency. They're not the overwhelming team who just will dominate you anymore. Those years of that philosophy, them just dominating you, don't exist. And they have a good history on this, that most of the time they're winning by, a few points, the last plays and everything. I'm not necessarily going away from them. I'm just saying,
because they damn near won a Super Bowl.
Right.
And they've been the best winner.
Right.
In NFL history with those philosophies.
And the philosophy that I think Philadelphia showed that others can use now is they said, look, stop worrying about stopping Tom Brady, because they really didn't stop him. They got to him one time, a critical play, but he says, bring the offense. That's what Atlanta did. Said, okay, you got to stop us. And they exhausted themselves. That's on them. Had they just maintained, the game could have easily been a blowout. But like I said, you got to stay consistent. So my thing is that I think the team's now recipe is, you know what? We may not stop Tom, but you may not be able to stop us. And Philadelphia proved that by saying, okay, you score, we scoring up, we're moving even fast. You're not slowing this engine down. We're going to keep it going. So looking at the odds, the only thing that I was kind of shocked at is how badly the Tennessee Titans at 40-1 odds where they dropped way down this list, although they were there in the playoffs. And I was going, how come you guys got them way down? You see something?
I'm sorry.
But they made it in the playoffs.
You know, again, to me, I like Detroit better than Tennessee.
No, I understand. Rams.
When I look at this, well, they're here lumped all together.
Right.
But their odds, okay, Tennessee is 40-1.
Right.
The Colts are 40-1. They got Detroit at 60-1. And I like Detroit, like I said, I like Detroit better.
Right.
Than Tennessee. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I agree.
That's interesting to me.
Yeah, when you see a drop like that, you literally are going, man, is something up? We see something? Are you trying to say it was a fluke, Tennessee getting there? And maybe not. So we'll see. All right. Swinging back to the Olympics, man. I'm just going to go over here because, you know what? Teenager smashes slope style. I watched this. And this fearless that I like about what they do. They're so...
That's like most teenagers. That's why they so often die. They are fearless and believe they're immortal. Youth believes they're immortal.
Red, don't listen to Mario. If you're watching the show, which is very slim, and I don't think you will be, don't listen to him. Okay.
No, he will be. He'll be out on the slopes.
All right. So let me just tell him. So for those who didn't follow.
Better be.
Okay. On 17-year-old Red Gerard, slope style gold. He gets the gold. They had 3 runs. He literally didn't have it on his first 2, and he was in last place. He came up on his final run and just took it to another level. Cool. He didn't know at the time that he was going to become the youngest Olympic snowboarding champion of all time in the U.S. And the first U.S. medalist at these games. So he did a few things, but you can tell for him, he's going, where's the next hill? And so that's the part I like, where it's going to take some years before it gets under him, where he can take in the gravity of the moment, but he's going, next hill. Let's do it. So I want to congratulate him on that.
Yeah, give it up.
Yeah, that's, it's all day for him, man. It's all day. If you want to get an idea of what Mario says is his favorite position, look at the next photo below, because Mario
favorite position.
Yeah, favorite position. That photo there.
2 knees and a forehead.
There you go.
Oh, excuse me.
So there's so many photos you can catch him in action, but I like this one specifically only because it just barely gives you a glimpse of what they do. And Mario, you and I come from the skateboard on the cement. You know that, man. There was no lift.
That's right.
There was no lifting, right?
We left a lot of skin
right
on that sidewalk.
There you go. All right, the next one up is the one that I call, I don't know, man. I don't know which one I would do first, man. Chris
First
Master.
First time.
First time, U.S. medal and silver men's luge.
I don't know how they do this one.
Dude.
This is incredibly crazy.
Wait a minute. What would you do first?
Crazy.
Slope style, snowboarding, or this? Or men's luge?
Snowboarding, because I'd fall at this. I wouldn't do this at all. This is insane.
Wait a minute.
To go that fast on a track with nothing else to protect you. And they already had, it doesn't happen that often, but they had that death.
Yeah, I know.
Remember that death we covered?
Yeah, that long. Yes, it was because of where he ran into the. But they learned from it, and that's the good part.
Death has a way of teaching you shit.
Yeah, they did. It was tragic, man.
You can't learn from death. You're not gonna learn.
You're just wrong.
It's like ultimate learning.
Just wrong. You're just wrong, man. Hey, look, I'm just saying what I'm saying. All right, so I wanted to sit back and say congratulations to him because I forgot who was favorite, so that's my bad.
Modzer.
Yeah, I forgot who was favorite, but I watched it. He came up in the end. It's actually the fault of the favorite who actually error. These errors that they
Trying to
make.
say what you trying to say, man.
I'm saying that the guy who's favored, back-to-back Olympic champion, was favored to win his third, and on his last run, he dropped from first to fifth by his errors.
There you go.
So you got to be on point on
errors,
this one.
Errors will do it. That's part of champions.
That's it.
Can't be error.
You know you're wrong. Okay. So I just wanted to give a shout out and just let you guys know here, just closing out on this segment, the medal count as it is of yesterday, because we're not really, they're already ahead. Norway is dominating with 8 medals. Netherlands is 5. Germany is 4. Canada is 4. U.S. is 2. And Czech Republic, 2 medals. I'm looking for the African nations to make a splash. Hopefully.
It'll be hard.
Hopefully.
Those ones where they never experienced snow.
Right. I'm just saying.
That's part of the thing. You notice there is a little bias here.
Hey, look, no, first of all.
The bobsled thing, what about rumors that Usain Bolt might be part of the Jamaican bobsled team?
You know what? Here's the thing that I'm saying. And I understand that. I think your body has to be trained to take on this different type of punishment. And then there's this upper body strength, not just your legs. And I don't know if his legs, does the speed convert to the power or the power convert to the speed? I'm not sure.
Even though some of the people involved in the mechanics said they think he would be good.
Right.
But I must admit, I was like, really?
Okay. All right. Now, let me give a little local thing. How you feel about L.A. Lakers now, man? Who's going to have the best record between the Clippers and the Lakers this year?
Again, my issue with the Lakers, I told you, I'm still holding. I like Magic Johnson a lot as a person. I really do like him.
Right.
As a basketball person, I haven't really been there with him on some of the strategies. And that continues to be the case.
Right.
I'm willing to defer to him. He's the basketball legend.
Right.
He obviously knows more than me.
Okay.
They traded Jordan Clarkson, who's probably one of the happiest sons of bitches
he's
in the world.
He's in Happyville, man.
Because he goes from the Lakers to at least a contender and gets to play alongside LeBron. He's one of the Lakers that I absolutely loved. I was the one who said, to me, he was more valuable than Ball. I was the one who said that. I thought he was more valuable.
He got years. He's got 5 years.
Yeah, I thought he was more valuable than Ball, but that was my opinion.
Yeah, but
and so with the Lakers, I haven't agreed with the trading decisions that Magic. Lou Williams stands out in my mind as one of the ones I totally objected to.
Right.
So now we have to see. But there's been nothing so far to make me have any additional level of confidence in their choices and management strategic things. I don't really see it. However, I do support Magic in whatever he's doing.
Okay.
But I can't see it, Vic. I don't see. I understand on paper why they're doing what they're doing.
Right.
But I don't agree.
So, okay, I understand. So it's the whole thing, because part of rebuilding is changing your philosophy of how you play and to be able to engage. And I understand the value of Clarkson, because Clarkson, like so many, we're in a guard scoring heavy league. You don't have to worry about finding guards that can score. And now there's premier guards, Kyrie Irving's, Westbrook's, Steph's, but Clarkson's not at that level. Those secondary guards, or second and third tier, whole bunch of them. So you get to use that because you're going to need time for these players to develop. And I say just look at Boston's example for how many years. Once they started, it took them 4 to 5 years to mesh. And now they are going to be a perennial top team for at least 4 to 5 years to come because of what they've done. Lakers, to me, are in that same position because they don't come from a drafting class. They come from contract buys. Let's pull them over. That whole philosophy. Development is not what the Lakers do. This is going to be an interesting time to see, can Lakers put their thumb on drafting and being able to say, we have to catch up with the league now. We just can't wait for superstars to come and then have this 10-year gap and then fall from it. So to me, I'm with you. I think this is the ultimate test, not just Magic's. I think it's the whole organization having to get on board with this equally, because if they stayed the same way they were with that philosophy, that old style philosophy, I just think they were just looking for a bad way for years to come.
I think that they're going to have a problem whether they use the old philosophy or the new philosophy. There's nothing about the new philosophy that's made me buy into it.
Right.
Unfortunately, I actually believe the Lakers are stuck in a period of mediocrity.
For how long, you think?
For some time.
How many years?
At least 5 years.
Before they play in what kind of ball? Playoffs?
Contending. Well, till we actually consider them a contender.
I think they're going to be there a little bit sooner.
Well, that's what I said. I don't think so. I think that the other teams are so good and so strong,
right,
that as the Lakers make their improvements, they still won't be as strong as the other contenders. They won't be as strong even as the San Antonios or the Houstons or the Golden States.
Right.
They certainly won't be.
Oh, no.
They may be able to compete with the Clippers, but they're not going to be able to take on, for example, to deal with
to get into the playoffs. How long? How long do you think before they?
I don't know about play, because to me you can get in the play. Okay, to me, no offense, with the NBA playoffs,
not in the Western Conference, it's harder.
There's you can get there.
Not in the West. The West. So, all the great players are coming to the West.
Remember, that's right. But again, we're dealing with the right now,
right? And
we're talking over 5 years. So no, I don't have any trouble going on record,
right,
that the Lakers are going to be stuck, mired in some degree of mediocrity for a period of time, at least 5 years.
I'll go with playoff. I give them 2 to 3 years, and if they and this all changes if they land through acquiring what they call some players, because that all changes the philosophy. If you get a Paul George, I don't think you're going to get a LeBron, whatever. That changes the whole landscape. They will go into the playoffs. They may not come in. Westbrook proved this last year. The only player on the team that scored no offense, and they still made it in the playoffs. And they didn't have no bench. So if they get one player, I'll give them enough to say you can battle for the 8th seed or 7th seed, and you can do that within a year or two. If they don't get anyone, yeah, it's going to be a few years.
Yeah, it may be a battle for the 8th, even though I'm one of those ones. I am yet to see how they're going to land what they call these marquee. They want 1 or 2.
Yeah.
I'm going for you to do that without giving away everything of value on the team, I need to see.
Right.
Because so far I'm going, you just did a bunch of stuff. Are the Lakers that much better? Are they really better now?
Well, look what they did.
Isaiah Thomas. I don't know that they're better.
Look what Durant pulled off by going to Golden State. Everybody said if he goes to Golden State, they're going to have to shift all those players, and it didn't miss a beat.
Oh, yeah. Again, see, to me, those aren't the Lakers.
Right.
That's Golden State.
Right.
That's why the Golden State did it.
Right.
They have different management, all of that. That's not the Lakers.
Right.
The Lakers haven't been able to do that, pull that thing off, any of that. Every effort they've done to combine other players has failed miserably. Every single one.
Right.
They have a whole history of bringing in people and having it fail miserably.
And the one that worked and it got old was the triangle, Phil Jackson, that whole thing. When the ball started to change how they played, they stuck with it. They had, of course, the family. We know about the war. And if you have a war in a family, I don't care what kind of organization you have, you're recipe to fail. And that right there, I didn't know the depth of how bad it was. And I was going, amazing how Jeannie kept her composure by actually literally having a war. I said, that is a recipe for disaster.
Even though I would say probably if you look at every franchise, they have some degrees of these things. Most of them have some degrees of these things in the background.
Yeah.
But that's my point.
Yeah.
The Lakers are not going to... I won't use examples of other teams having a success by using a philosophy and then try to extrapolate it over to the Lakers.
Oh, yeah.
They haven't proven to me.
No, this is brand new for them, a new journey.
That's why I said I have to see that.
Yeah.
I know it's worked. I know it worked in Golden State. I know it's worked, but I haven't seen it work at the Lakers.
Right.
And that's what I have yet to see.
I'm glad they're trying it because they can't stay in the same place and be L.A. coming here. With that said, I'm out, man. Let's go to the next.
Victor Allen's New Sports recurring segment. Morning Coffee with Mario. Wow. New Sports. Be here. Dress appropriately. Sports bras and jock straps. You know how we do it. Morning Coffee Sports. Eddie Durrell's in the house, Vic.